What's poppin'? Welcome back to Midwest Talks Basketball. Be sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Greatly appreciated from everybody. One day away from Friday, man. One day away from Friday. You know what I don't understand? Before we get into the topic, you people who receive freight and get mad when it show up, I do not understand. I will never understand. I will never understand how you get upset when your product comes. I will never understand that. Never. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? I will never understand. You order something, it comes, you mad. Makes zero sense. But anyway, it don't matter. It don't matter. Let's get to it. Giannis wants out officially. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, it was reports that, he was trying to get traded to the Knicks in the offseason. I talked about that earlier when the season started, right? So, look here, man. This is the thing when it comes to Giannis. Or I say this. If I'm a team, and Giannis is on the market or whatnot, but he said he want to go to the Knicks. I ain't hear nothing about no other team. So the thing is this. I got to look at his contract and see how much longer he got. But, if he only want to be for the Knicks, I'm not mortgaging my future for him. I wouldn't mortgage my future from him anyway, for him anyway, because the thing is this, right? I look at Giannis and it's like, yes, Giannis is good. We're not going to, play these games. Giannis is good. He's definitely good. You know what I'm saying? But, if he was sick, him and Russell Westbrook play the same. And that's not a problem like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Russell Westbrook, one of the hardest working players of the league, and he gets underappreciated and devalued. You know what I mean? Giannis, for a guy his size, he don't do what I would like personally. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not about to mortgage my whole future for a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, what he does, he's good at. You know what I'm saying? Charge it to the rim, but he don't have a consistent jump shot. He really don't have no cold handle like that. He can't really run the offense. You know what I mean? Like, he is good, though. I'm not saying he's not good. It's just like, I'm not, going crazy to get Giannis, man, because I don't really think, yes, he's an MVP, a champion, all that good stuff. Big salute. You know what I'm saying? It's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Big salute. That's just not the type of player I will go after. You know what I mean? The Knicks, I'm thinking like this. If I'm the Knicks, and if Giannis want to come to me, or if Giannis, want to play for us, it's looking like, the only viable option for the Knicks as far as trading is Karl-Anthony Towns, man. Like, you probably Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think that's, whatever others. It can't be just that straight up, obviously, but it got to start around there. They're not gonna get rid of Brunson, bro. They're not gonna get rid of Brunson. So you might as well kill that, because I do think Karl-Anthony Towns and Brunson package will get that deal done. I think the Bucks will do that, especially if Giannis don't want to be there, because let's be real. If you keep playing with this and not move him, he's just going to walk and you get nothing. No one wants to come to Milwaukee, fam. Like, what player wants to come over to Milwaukee? And I'm from the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, give the Pistons they props. Can we get our props? We doing our thing. I'm not going to get too high on it. That's why I haven't talked about it. But can we get our props? Please. You know what I mean? K doing his thing. Detroit doing their thing. JB Bickerstaff showing he could coach. That Cleveland should never let them go. Look at Cleveland right now. Look at us. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? I knew that JB Bickerstaff hire was a good one. All right? But I'm not going to get too high on it. You know what I'm saying? Because we still got a lot of basketball left to play. But right now we are top of the East. Let us have our props. Give us our props. Now, back to the Knicks. The Knicks and the Bucks. I think a Cat and a Brunson would get it done. But the Bucks, they're gonna have to move on something, because I'm not with the flip flop stuff. Either you want to be here or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Either you want to be here or you don't. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I can't say, but they haven't really made moves to improve. It's like this, right? When it comes to having star players, you want to make moves to make them happy, but you don't want to play yourself either, because they flip-flop, just like everybody flip-flops in the league. Players flip-flop, management flip-flop, you know what I'm saying? Or owners, whatever, you know what I mean? They flip-flop. So nobody really sticks to their word like that. So honestly, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for business. That's just what it is. So what it sounds like to me, what's best for business is moving Giannis for the best deal you can get. I don't know if he don't have a no-trade clause, but at this point, you don't want to be here. Cool, the team is playing terribly. Obviously, you not wanting to be there is going to affect the team. Let's call that what it is. Players know that. It's all over the headlines. You already tried to get moved to New York. Players know you don't want to be there, which in a sense, that messes up the morale. If this was 2K, if the morale was at 100, now it's at like 45, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because they know you don't want to be there. They look at him like, you don't feel like we good enough. And listen, it's true. Let's be honest. But still, we are talking about human beings here. So therefore, what's best for business is getting you out of my locker room, man. I'm not negotiating nothing with you. We brought Miles Turner over because you wanted him. From my understanding, he wanted Miles Turner, dog. I didn't think that was Miles Turner. I mean, Miles Turner is a system player. He works well within the system of the Pacers with Rick Carlisle in them. Miles Turner ain't no guy that you could just throw on your roster and he about to just get busy. A lot of these players are system players. Let's call it what it is. Now, mind you, it's the NBA, so these are not, listen, civilians are LA Fitness guys. You know what I'm saying? You throw any cat in the NBA, they cooking civilians. But in the NBA, Miles Turner is a system guy. He has to be in the right system to utilize his skill set, okay? You're not about to just throw him in Milwaukee and think he about to get busy, okay? It's not going to happen, yeah? Because Miles Turner, he's been in the league for a while. He is what he is. He is what he is. You know what I mean? Point blank. So, I mean, I didn't think that was going to change anything with Milwaukee by signing Miles Turner. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about Doc Rivers' coaching style. Listen, man, Doc Rivers to me is a good coach. But just like any other coach, you got to give him a good hand, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to give him a good hand so we can work his magic. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks is not a good team, man. And like I said before, Giannis is not the guy that can run Giannis going to get his numbers. But he's not some dude that's going to run the offense, get people in their spots. He's not that special kind of player. Like, for example, you take a prime LeBron on this team, you in the playoffs. Remember, when Brian was in his prime, he stayed in the playoffs. You seen the team, like, look, the Cleveland team. That team was, man, listen, but Brian, playoffs. Brian is a guy in his prime that can utilize, he finds what his teammates is good at and utilize it and make it work. Giannis is not that kind of a player. Giannis has to have a pretty decent team around him. Straight up. We're not going to play these games. So if Giannis don't got no good team around him, then it's over with. He going to get his numbers, but you're not about to win. You may be 500, maybe slightly below 500, but you're not about to, it's going to be the Giannis show. You know what I mean? And you may win half or a little under. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. So Giannis with the Knicks, does that guarantee a championship? No, because you can stop Giannis. You can stop Giannis. You throw Giannis on the Knicks, that don't mean championship, bro. It don't. You can stop Giannis. The formula has been shown how to stop Giannis. Giannis is up and down, man. Like, you know what I mean? He don't have You know, he don't got counterattacks and nothing. You know what I'm saying? Once you neutralize him driving, he's done for. Point blank. That's real. You know what I'm saying? Listen, will Giannis end up being a Hall of Fame? More likely, yes. You know what I'm saying? But there's a way to stop him. He's stoppable. So you throw him in New York, I mean, I don't think that makes the Knicks any more dangerous than what they are, because they got to get rid of Cat or somebody. You know what I mean? So I still feel like they're going to be on the same level that they've been on. I'm just being honest. Some may disagree with that, and that's fine. But, you know, you replace Cat with Giannis, I mean, they still the same. You might lose something. And I'm not even a big Cat guy, but at least Cat can shoot. Giannis can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Giannis can't shoot a lick, all right? So, you know, I don't know, man. Like I said, Giannis don't guarantee no chip. Then I keep seeing headlines, Giannis to Lakers. It's like they keep pushing this narrative to where all stars want to go to LA. That's not gonna work either. Giannis needs to rock. He needs to rock. You know, you pair him with Luka Doncic. I mean, what is that gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, Luka Doncic got to give up the rock to Giannis. Okay, like that's not gonna work. Them two, I do not believe them two playing together is gonna work at all. I don't believe that at all. Not even a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? But once again, some may disagree with that. Some may feel like that would work. I don't feel like that would work, man. I just don't. Like, I don't see it to where it's like, okay, you pair Luka and Giannis and they about to just run it up. No, I don't see that. I don't see that at all, because both is ball dominant guys. Okay, and then you know, when it comes to LA, I mean, you see how Brian acting already. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, look, man, y'all see what it is with Brian. So it's like, you bring Giannis into that. First of all, what you giving up to get Giannis? That's the question. What you giving up to get Giannis? Rui and them? Like, I mean, that's not a fair trade. I don't think Lakers have anything to give the Bucks. I mean, because I would think Giannis' trade stock is still high. He got one of the higher stocks as far as trade value. You know what I mean? It's not like Kawhi, where he don't got no value. Zion don't got no value. James Harden, I mean, he got low value. If we was talking value, it's like, if we do red, yellow, green, James Harden is probably in the oranges, like, you know, right before it get to the, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a little bit out the red, but he's still like, he don't have no high value. You know what I'm saying? I still say Giannis' value is probably green still, but, you know, I wouldn't want to give up, like, gut up my whole core for him. I wouldn't, because he don't bring enough to the table. You know, he don't bring enough to the table. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. So, like I said, some may feel differently. I think Giannis is the straight up truth. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, he get numbers and everything, but he's a one-trick pony. And I'm not gutting my whole team for a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I don't know where Giannis can go. Now, I was listening to a show, I forgot who was talking. They were saying something about the Spurs, maybe. You know what I mean? Getting rid of the young cats over there that could possibly turn to stars. I mean, what, Stephon Castle and them? I mean, they good. I don't see, like, look, let's say for example, you get rid of all your young talent for Giannis to throw him in San Antonio. I don't think Wemby is durable enough, first of all. I don't think Wemby is going to have that long of a career. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen no 7'5", 7'6" dude have no super long career. Go back in history and look and see if you've seen that. I have not seen that. You know what I mean? Yeah, what he's doing is like on some Monstars type stuff, but I don't think that's going to span for no 10 years. I really don't. So, you got De'Aaron Fox. That'd be Giannis, and then you got Wemby. Wemby got to stay healthy. Fox, he's not much of a passer. He plays more like a 2, but I rock with Fox. He plays more like a 2. It's still a dangerous team. We're not going to play these games, but you got rid of all your young talent. So, I mean, Wemby can shoot. He's not a pure shooter. He can shoot. Him being tall, he gets away with a lot of things. So, that's still a dangerous team to mess with. But, you relying on Wemby to be healthy. You're relying on Fox to stay healthy. You get rid of all your depth. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I'm not destroying my death for a guy like Giannis. I'm just not doing it. But I don't know, is teams really going to be knocking down Milwaukee's door for Giannis or banging on the door? I don't know. Because, with this apron and everything that they have going on, it's kind of hard to make moves like that. You got to really think about the moves you're making. And I'm still trying to understand the apron, but you got to really think about the moves you're making and see if it's really worth it. You really do. This is not like back then when Brian and them was moving and shaking. You know what I'm saying? Creating big threes, and the Celtics made the trade to get their big 3 and all of that. Even when Brooklyn did what they did, you know what I'm saying? And when KD went over to the Warriors, that time is gone. You really got to think about the move you're going to make, you know what I'm saying? And really see if it makes sense. And is Giannis worth cutting all your young talent or any guys you see as a superstar? Because the way the Thunder did it, you may want to think about doing it like that. Now, they did get lucky with that trade with the Clippers. We're not going to play these games like they didn't get lucky with that trade with the Clippers, because they did, you know what I mean? But they still built it the right way. They built it the right way through young talent. They went through a bad stretch for a minute. Now look at them. They set forward. The Thunder going to be a player as long as they healthy. They're going to be a big player for a while. About 5-6 years at least. I'm not saying they're going to the championship every year, nothing, but they could probably be like the Spurs. The Spurs never won a back-to-back, but they was always in the convo. They could be like that. But they did it the right way. So I think going on the days, a trade is just going to change your fortunes. I don't think, so, in my opinion, and I know it's probably an unpopular opinion, I don't think Giannis do enough to be gutting the core. I wouldn't do it. Now the Knicks, I think they got enough to make a good swap with Milwaukee. Even if they don't do Brunson, you give me Cat, you give me Mikal Bridges. Why not? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why not? I do that, and then whatever other things you work out in between that, cool. But start with Mikal Bridges and Cat. I do it. He want to leave anyway. I do it. I need something. I'm not gonna just sit here and not, do nothing. If you let me know you want to leave, I'm moving you, bro. Like, that's just what it is, because I'm not gonna get the full effort out of you. I'm not gonna get 100% from you. I'm not. You're gonna be a cancer in the locker room. You're gonna be saying slick stuff in the media, all that. So therefore, I'm getting you up out of here quickly. And if you have a no trade clause, hey, I'm gonna try to move you to where you want to move if we tight like that. But if the place you want to go, not budging on nothing, and somebody hit me with a cold deal, you going over there, and then y'all figure it out afterwards. You just don't resign. I don't know, but at that point you don't, because you let me know you don't want to go. At that point, you doing what's best for you. Now I gotta do what's best for me. I'm only as loyal as you are. I mean, that's really how I will look at it. I'm only as loyal as you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. If you commit to us through the good and the bad, I'm gonna rock with you through the good and the bad. But the minute it go bad and you want to go, then okay, all right, cool. It's only if it's good is when you're here. That's fine. I respect that, and then I'm moving you wherever I gotta move you. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Going on the days of Dirk Nowitzki and all that, and Reggie Miller and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to those days, these cats, you know what I mean? As soon as the sun don't shine right, you know what I mean? One day they ready to go. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's you got to go through. You go through rebuilding stages. You have to reconstruct talent sometimes. It just happens, and then sometimes you may have a down year. You know what I'm saying? Then they want to just go. The grass ain't always green on the other side. You see that when it comes to these players getting traded. The grass hardly is ever green on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's best to stay where you at unless they're trying to play you. You know what I mean? And it's always things like that. But if you rocking with us, we rocking with you. You know what I mean? If I had a team, my star player, okay, you know, we had a good 4-5 years straight. We about to, you know, kind of go down a little bit, but you know, you rock with us, you know what I mean? Like, you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna make sure, I'll make sure you taken care of, make sure you always got a roster spot. Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. I'm always gonna make sure you good because you show loyalty to me, so I'm gonna show loyalty to you. But I can't just show loyalty to you, you know what I mean? But you don't show loyalty to me, man, and trust what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't do that. So it is what it is, man. But, you know, Giannis wants out. I don't know where he's going to go. I can't really think of a good fit for him. The Lakers is not no good fit. Luka and Giannis is not a good combo, bro. They need to rock, man. The Spurs, I could see them playing all right off each other, but the Fox, you know, the thing with Fox, he would have to be more of a distributor. You know what I'm saying? To play with Giannis and Wemby, right? He got to be more of a distributor. But I can see them being a dangerous team. That's almost, the Spurs might be the best place for him, but it's just you relying on health. Giannis is starting to get injuries. Wemby, you know, I don't see him, you know, I just don't see him staying healthy for very long spurts. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? And Fox, you got to worry about his health. So I just wouldn't. I'd be really, really hesitant to gut my core for that. The Knicks, they may have the best to offer. The Knicks and the Spurs may have the best to offer. If off the top of the head, it may be other teams though. You know what I'm saying? It may be other teams. I'm not saying it's not. You know, but the Spurs and the Knicks, the two teams I'm thinking of Giannis being a good fit. The Knicks, I think they just stay in the same position they in with Giannis. I don't think the needle is where it's at. You trade Mikal Bridges and Cat, I think the needle stays there. I don't think they get better or worse. I mean, you lose some shooting with that, but you know, yeah, what Giannis brings, he'll make that up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Greatly appreciate it from everybody. Peace.